So sometimes these vlogs are really, really easy. Sometimes they're not. I haven't vlogged probably in 2 weeks now, and I apologize for that. But I was struggling with finding a song for the vlog, and it's something I've been trying to do for each coming out chapter, I guess you could say. But I found one. I got one I'm going to work with today. So yeah, here it goes. So the last time we talked, I told you guys about how I told my best friend Mitch that I was gay. I came out to him in Europe, out in Brussels, Belgium. And the plan was, at first I was like, all right, I got it off my chest. One of my buddies knows if I need him while we're out here for the next couple weeks to talk about stuff, he's got my back. I got nothing to worry about. But then I realized something. Out of the 4 guys I was traveling with, one of them was going to be staying back in Europe to teach English in France, my buddy Danny. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized if I didn't tell him before I departed back for Chicago, either I'd have to Facebook him about it or email him, or he would find out through someone else. And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I talked about it with Mitch. He totally agreed, and I had to find the courage in me to tell one more person before I went back to the States. So we were still in Belgium, and I guess after when we were going to depart for Madrid, meaning we were almost on our way back to Chicago, my buddy was going to move. He was going to take a train to France, where he was going to be teaching English for 9 months. So I had to do it before we left there. I probably had like 3 or 4 days left. So I just needed to find some time where it was just me and him hanging out. I forget what happened, but the majority of the group went one way, and then I think it was for food. They went to get something, and me and Danny were like, hey, let's get Pizza Hut, which I think we had like 5 times while we were out there. So that's when I decided I had to tell him. It was just me and him. I didn't want to have to share it with the rest of the group until we got back to the States. So my heart was racing. My heart was pumping. I was going to do it while we were eating. I didn't have it in me, so I didn't do it. Then we were walking to the train to meet everybody. And right before we entered the train station, I was like, hey, dude, I got to tell you something. And he was like, what's going on? What's up? And I went through the spiel. I was just like, hey, man, I've been dealing with something for the past couple months, and it's time for me to start sharing with the rest of my friends and family. I've only told a few people. I remember like hesitating here and there. It took a while to get out. I probably beat around the bush for a while, and then I finally told him, and he was cool with it. I think he just hugged me, and he was like, dude, you're still the same Johnny B I know. Nothing's changed. I love you. No big deal. So yeah, it was awesome. It was nice for him to have like a positive response. Another person off the list that I didn't have to worry about, rejecting me or whatever. I do remember one thing about that conversation I wanted to point out. So I remember after he was saying he was cool with it, I told him a few times like, hey man, do you have any questions for me? If you have any questions, like feel free to ask. He didn't really say nothing. Then I think before the rest of the guys got back to meet up with us, said the same thing, like, you have any questions? And he's like, no, not really, man, not really. And at first, I remember being like, what the hell? Like, you don't have any questions for me? What's going on? But then I realized later, everybody reacts differently to your coming out to them. I think I was so stuck up on like the conversation I had with Mitch and how he was asking, some might say, inappropriate questions. But I had such a good conversation in that direction that I was hoping to have it go something similar, which wasn't really the right thing for me to do. Because then since that didn't happen, since my expectations weren't met, not that I had a negative reaction, I just was a little confused. I was like, why doesn't he have any questions? What the hell? Doesn't he care? But of course he cares. He just reacted differently. He was just like, yeah, that's cool, man. Don't worry about it. So I think that's something smart to keep in mind. Everybody's going to react differently. Even if they all react positively and supportive, the way that they show their support is going to be different. Some might be very verbal. Some might just say, it's cool with me. Don't worry about it and never talk about it again. Some people might want to talk about it all the time. So everybody is different. All right. So time for the song. It's called Fix You by Coldplay. Actually, someone that's been watching the vlogs reached out to me and was surprised I haven't used a Coldplay song yet.
When you try
Well, here you go.
your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in rivers, and the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
So I think that song, if I read correctly, it was about the lead singer Chris Martin, his wife Gwyneth Paltrow. Her father passed away, and it was kind of about their coping with it, and like Chris Martin helping her deal with it and with her loss. But just the name of the song, the title of the song, "Fix You," taking care of yourself, lights guiding you home. Whatever your struggle is, if you challenge yourself in the right manner, if you take the right positive steps, if you stay focused, if you surround yourself around the proper support groups, whether they're actual like organized groups or meaning your family and friends and your loved ones, you'll get there. You'll fix it. You'll jump over that obstacle and you'll dominate life. So yeah, hope you guys like the vlog. Thanks for listening and see you soon. High up above and down below, lights will guide you home.